Now, one of the things that you know about Europe and the tariff increase, you know that car companies like NIO are going to get 20.8% of tariff increase from the recent developments that we got from the EU Commission, right? And this is something that is not good. EV makers like NIO, XPeng have raised their frustrations to say that this is not good, but it will not stop them penetrate the European countries. The CEO even went further and said that for a sub-brand like Firefly, even with this tariff increase, that model will do exceptionally well in Europe, which is something that gives confidence to the investors, which is something that, of course, we really liked, knowing, of course, the kind of a model Firefly might is in terms of price wise. I mean, I was very excited to see the NIO CEO being confident still with this tariff increase that are to be imposed. Now today we read some news which shows I don't know if I should call it favoritism, but Tesla apparently, or all the Tesla model that will be imported or from China, or all the Tesla cars that will be produced in China, apparently they are going to get a tariff increase of 9%, which this to me, yeah, I don't know why, because Tesla, it is importing quite a number of cars from China into Europe, and to see them getting 9% when it comes to tariff increase, I don't really know why is that, because honestly it does not make sense at all, because these cars, or some of these cars that Tesla is selling in Europe, are coming from China, and therefore they should be getting the same tariff increase as the other Chinese EV car companies, right? Because as long as your car or the car is coming from China, then the tariff should be the same. I don't know why China is getting 9% and EV car companies like NIO is getting to get 20.8% of tariff increase. This shows once again, I suppose, the favoritism that European Commission have when it comes to US car makers vis-a-vis Chinese car makers. I mean, when I read this, I was quite a bit disappointed on this decision made by the EU Commission of just giving Tesla 9%. This shows where EU stands with America vis-a-vis with China. But again, one thing that gives me courage, confidence, is that the NIO CEO said regardless of this, NIO will still flourish. Regardless of this, their sub-brand will still flourish, which is something that it's pretty exciting, pretty amazing to see the NIO CEO continuing to be positive regardless of the tariff increase, continue to be positive regardless of what we are seeing coming from the EU Commission. I mean, you will know that car companies or EV companies in China have sat down and wrote a letter to the Chinese authorities saying that they should penalize all the European cars or engine cars, or they should impose more tariff increase onto the engine cars. And I think as we explained, that was very strategic and smart, because they know very well that EU companies can compete with Chinese companies when it comes to EV to EV. EU cannot compete with Chinese car companies or Chinese EV makers. It is for that reason they are targeting, of course, the engine cars or gas cars, because they know once they get that out of the way, it's going to seriously hurt the EU car companies, and companies like Mercedes, BMW. Yeah, they are really going to struggle or suffer from this, because they are selling quite a number of cars on a month to month in China. I mean, your Mercedes, your Audi, I mean, Mercedes sells around 70,000 cars on a month to month. Even, of course, Audi sells around 70,000 cars on a month to month in China, which coming to cut that, of course, or increase the subsidy onto those cars is going to really hurt them so bad, which is something that it will make car makers or car EV companies like NIO to flourish, right? So Yeah, man, let's wait. Let's see how this whole thing unfolds. I think the final decision, as per what we had heard from the new CEO, is expected to come sometime in November. But as it stands right now, it's just going to be back and forth. But final decision by November, let's hope. When that comes out, then we are going to see what transpires then. But until then, this new proposal of Tesla getting 9%, I don't think it's fair. Tell me what you think about this. But anyways, do your own DD before you buy NIO for the very first time. But as I'm doing this video, NIO, it's on a red, it's down, which I think it's one of those days where it's just an opportunity for you to scope more shares, more holdings onto the NIO stock. I think I'm gonna go to the market maybe before the end of this week to scoop more holdings, to scoop more shares, because I know for a fact that blue sky is coming, and NIO, whether you like it or not, it is going to continue. And I'm talking to the short sellers, whether you don't like, you like NIO or not like NIO, this is to the short sellers. The NIO is going to be that company that flourishes, that does well, and is going to get to profitability very soon. Otherwise, that's all from me. I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. Do your own due diligence before you buy this NIO stock, because it is quite volatile and therefore requires you to have done some due diligence, so that at least you are comfortable as you are investing onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me. I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.